This is the Redmi Note 11, the global version, not the Dimensity powered one, but the Snapdragon 680 powered version, which is technically an upgrade over the Redmi Note 10 as it comes with a 90Hz display and improved design. Well, that's technically, but should you buy this phone? Hello guys, the name is Izzy and welcome to the channel. Now let's get started. So, Xiaomi had a global launch of the Note 11 series a few weeks ago, and it was exciting for the most part because it had interesting specifications, except for the fact that the global versions of these devices were not as powerful as the earlier launched Chinese variants. This right here is the Poco M4 Pro 5G, which is a replica of the Chinese version of the Redmi Note 11 and is powered by the Dimensity 810 5G processor, just branded Poco. Now, compared to the Redmi Note 11, which is powered by the 6nm Snapdragon 680, this is miles ahead performance-wise, as you can see from the benchmark scores. The Poco M4 Pro 5G just gives you an idea of what could have been for the Redmi Note 11. But let's not dwell on the thought of the Chinese variant being more powerful, not like we have it to choose from. Let's focus more on how it performs compared to the predecessor, the Redmi Note 10. Xiaomi is known for offering the most competitive pricing when it comes to their smartphones, and the Redmi Note 11 series is no different. It starts at $179 or 99,500 naira for the base version with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. I actually purchased one for significantly less in naira via AliExpress. Got it for just under 85k, but you see, it's over 3 weeks since I made that purchase and it is yet to arrive. So I had to purchase this one when it became available in Nigeria so as not to delay my review. I'll probably put that one on sale when it eventually arrives. This one with me is the 6GB version with 128GB of storage. Now, compared to the Redmi Note 10, this is only an upgrade in very few areas, which we'll explore shortly. The box of the Redmi Note 11 contains all expected accessories typical of Xiaomi. No earphones in the box, but you do get a 33W charging brick, a transparent protective case, and a pre-installed screen protector. On design, the Redmi Note 11 is very similar to the Note 11s. You could actually mistake them for each other unless you take note of the camera bump, which is slightly different on the 11s. Everything else looks the same, even down to its size at around 6.4 inches. It gets a slightly flat design profile with little curves on the rear, which makes it a really comfortable phone to hold. The rear is built of plastic with a premium feeling matte finish. You have its quad cameras and flash aligned in a slim bump to the top left of the rear. The frame also has a matte finish which adds to the premium feel. You can find all ports and buttons in their expected positions except for the headphone jack, which is now repositioned at the top alongside one of dual speakers and that signature IR blaster. Its fingerprint scanner is mounted on the side just below the volume keys and also double functioning as the power button. You'll have no problems unlocking your device as it is responsive and accurate most of the time. Unlike the China version, which is 5G capable, the Redmi Note 11 supports 4G and accepts dual nano SIM cards with an added slot for a micro SD card. It still maintains a stereo speaker setup with the primary speaker at the bottom alongside the USB-C charging port. The top stereo speaker complements the bottom one to make for decent stereo sound, definitely better than what you get from a mono speaker. On the display side of things, the Redmi Note 11 has a 6.43 inches display protected by Gorilla Glass 3. It has a center hole cut out for its selfie camera and slim bezels on the side, which would have made for nice symmetry except for the slightly thicker chin. It is an AMOLED display which looks really good and can get up to 1000 nits of peak brightness. It is a sharp and vibrant display with a resolution of 1080 by 2400 and a 20:9 aspect ratio with a display density of 401 pixels per inch. Pretty much the same specifications as the Redmi Note 11s. You get the always on display functionality, but that can only show for up to 10 seconds. You can't increase or reduce this limit. You can also choose edge lighting for when you get notifications. Aside being a good looking AMOLED display, much to the delight of the consumer, the Redmi Note 11 comes with 90Hz screen refresh rate. This was absent from its predecessor. This is a much welcome improvement, as I can say for certain it makes for a better user experience with scrolling and the animations that come with MIUI 13. It is however not enabled by default, so you have to enable it from the display settings. Speaking of MIUI 13, the Redmi Note 11 comes with Xiaomi's new UI out of the box, though with Android 11, probably pending the perfection of the experience on Android 12. Hopefully we should be expecting an Android 12 update in the not too distant future. You can expect another review when that happens. Having experienced MIUI 13 on the Redmi Note 11s, I couldn't help observing that it lacks a couple of features on the Redmi Note 11, making the experience feel a bit incomplete. While it comes with all the ads and bloatware experience typical of the UI, you won't get the sidebar, a lovely feature introduced with MIUI 13 which is present on 11s and Pro but absent here. Hopefully it might come with a software update, as that makes for a much better multitasking experience, but we'll have to keep our fingers crossed for that one. Another subtle feature of MIUI 13 missing here is the slight transparency of the quick panel. You'll notice it doesn't show any traces of the wallpaper in the background. Easily negligible, but it won't be a bad idea to have it. You do get second space here though, and also that new RAM extension which allows you to extend the RAM by 2GB by using from the available internal memory. This works best if you have enough internal storage space left. It should help the system keep more apps running in the background when multitasking. Speaking of multitasking, you'll also notice split screen multitasking is absent on this version of MIUI 13. That is a lot of features less than what you get on the Note 11s and Pro. That aside, there has so far been no bugs or issues from my experience with MIUI 13 on the Redmi Note 11. It is a much stable experience than the previous version MIUI 12.5. Hopefully no issues come with Android 12. For its battery life, the Redmi Note 11 packs a 5000 mAh battery, and majority should agree with me when I say battery has never really been a problem for the Redmi Note series. The Note 11 comes with a 33 watts fast charger and supports that much amount of charging via USB-C. This powers up your phone from 0 to 100 in just a little over an hour in my experience. Coming from the Redmi Note 10, the Note 11 doesn't seem like much of an upgrade, especially when it comes to the processor. The Snapdragon 680 though is a 6nm processor, which I'd say is probably more stable as it has a slightly higher CPU frequency and a little improved on the memory optimization. But from benchmark results, it appears to be a slight downgrade from the 678 both on Antutu and Geekbench. Not to stick with just the numbers, in actual user experience, I can say this has been more balanced than my experience on the Note 10, particularly on the gaming aspect. While gaming on the Redmi Note 10, I experienced occasional crashes during my period of use and some overheating, but so far I have not experienced this here. Time will tell if it is better optimization or has just not been used long enough. No crashes here doesn't guarantee the best gaming performance though. You get less in graphics and frame rates when compared to its predecessor. This uses the Adreno 610 GPU, while the Note 10 of last year had the Adreno 612. You can only play titles like Call of Duty Mobile on medium frame rates if you want to get anything above low graphics. To get up to high frame rates, you have to stick to low graphics. If you prefer PUBG, the best graphics you get here is balanced and medium frame rates. For high frame rates, you have to stick with the lowest graphics. Not the smoothest of gaming experiences, but it should be good enough if you are not really into serious gaming. If you are, then I'd recommend upping your budget a bit and taking a look at the Redmi Note 11s or the Note 10s, which should have dropped to around the same price point as this. How about the cameras of the Redmi Note 11? Well, compared to its predecessor, not much has changed. You get a 50MP main camera accompanied by an 8MP ultra wide, 2MP depth and 2MP macro cameras. The selfie camera remains 13MP. Its selfie image processing is decent if you like your selfies softened and looking over processed. This is with beauty mode turned off. The portrait selfies are okay on edge detection. The rear cameras of the Redmi Note 11 has no problem giving you good looking and color accurate photos, great with dynamic range, and you can get those super high res photos when you enable the 50MP mode. Its 8MP ultra wide camera does fine, but you'll notice it has a slightly different color profile from the main camera. You'll get decent results from its 2MP macro camera for what it's worth. And with really close subjects, you get a really cinematic looking photo with good depth of field. If you take night shots, the Redmi Note 11 tries its best to give you usable photos, but I'd say it struggles, and I've definitely seen better from similarly priced devices. Thankfully, this has Gcam support, so if you want better out of the cameras, you can always get Gcam. These are some shots using Gcam. You can see the major difference in quality, especially with selfies. For videography, you get only 1080p 30fps recording from both the selfie and rear cameras of the Redmi Note 11. Software stabilization is not the best here, but you can get better results if you got steady hands, unlike mine.
Okay, so this is the Redmi Note 11, currently shooting at 1080p 30fps. That is the maximum you can do from both the selfie and the rear camera. Also, it's 13MP selfie camera. What do you think about the image quality and the microphone quality? How will you see my voice? I'm actually outdoors.
While we can't do anything about the fact that there is a more powerful China version of the Redmi Note 11, we can take comfort in the fact that this is a better designed device than its predecessor, and also having the much desired high refresh rate display and so far stable software performance. Its cameras are not really much of an upgrade, nor is its processor, but I guess a 6nm processor is welcome. With that said, if you are considering this as an upgrade to the Redmi Note 10, I would say to skip it or up your budget and go for the 11S, or you could wait to see what Samsung brings with the upcoming A series. If you are probably getting this from a lower device than the Redmi Note 10, say the Note 9 or Redmi 10, then this is a worthy purchase and you won't be disappointed. That's it from me. Do hit that thumbs up if you found this video helpful, and also consider subscribing to the channel. Peace out.